I love this car. It's a pre-autopilot one from mid-2014. Fantastic vehicle. I've driven all sorts of other Model S's, for the most part loaners, things like P85Ds, P85 Plus, just standard P85s, standard 85s, which is the car I've got. What I've never driven previously was a Model X. I've got it for a few days, and this is sort of a review made up from the footage I've taken over those days. If you actually want to see what I got up to while I had it, then the place to go check out is my vlog channel, which I'll put a link in the description. This is going to be basically my comprehensive review of the Model X P100D. Gotta say, this thing is amazing. Wow. I'm so high. The visibility is fantastic in this car. P100D. Apart from the fact that it is very noticeably higher than a Model S, it basically feels and drives so far in exactly the same way. It's a bit twitchy on the brakes, but it's not too bad. Oh, see what, this is a long, fast, sweeping corner. It holds the road nice and smoothly. Certainly doesn't feel like it's rolling much. Yeah, it definitely feels good round corners. Cup holders. They are not in any way improved from the cup holders that come in the Model S that I've got. You could use these to adjust to the size of your cup, I suppose, although, guess what? Still too big. One thing that I do find amazing is that it feels like a light vehicle. You know, it has no trouble going down the road. It's very nimble and responsive, and I mean, just generally a joy to drive. I mean, I would quite happily drive this anywhere. In fact, if I had it for long enough, I would drive it everywhere. Anyway, right, time to go grab Jasper, see what he thinks.
It's got a spoiler!
It has got a spoiler. Yeah, this car is ridiculously fast. Check this out. Oh, jeez Louise! Did you feel that, Jasper? That is definitely not normal. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, for goodness sake! Whoo! Was that?
I told you it was absolutely ridiculous fast.
It is ridiculous fast, isn't it? And it's a tank. We are driving around in the world's fastest tank right now. This is as quick as you need, isn't it, Jasper?
Nah.
Oh my goodness, I feel a bit sick now.
I know.
Yes, I know you don't, but then you like roller coasters, don't you? And you're young, and young people have iron stomachs. I love those back doors. You know, the ability to get into that second row is just, it's so easy. There is a downside that goes with that. They're very complicated. I wouldn't be surprised if they were something which is going to have a higher failure rate than ordinary doors, just because of that complexity. The windscreen, similarly, it looks beautiful. I love the look of this thing. But if you get a chip, it's going to cost a lot to replace. It just is. It has a reasonably large frunk, bigger than I thought actually. It does use considerably more power to do a mile than my Model S does. The Autopilot 2 has worked very well so far. It's not put a foot wrong. So I've put it in active cruise control now because I'm stuck in, well, traffic, and that is incredible. I mean, oh yes, this I can see the point of. What do I just drive over? that's something, actually, speaking of which, I think it was just a bit of rubbish I drove over, but that is something that you don't get if you're driving along on autopilot. It's got no debris swerving capabilities, unless the debris happens to be the side of a van or something. But, you know, if it's just a little bit of something that you think, what's that, like glass, just going to go straight on over it. So I guess that's for a future update. Whilst we're on the subject of things that it won't avoid, it also won't avoid a pothole, which, if you've got the low profile tyres and really big wheels. Okay, so this car is currently saying it's got 178 miles of range in it. Interesting to see what it says when it's charged to 90%, because so far my average over the last 30 miles is 402 watt hours per mile, so it is very definitely using more energy than my car did to get down the road. So yeah, it's probably a good thing that it's got a bigger battery. Another quick point on Autopilot 2, it definitely is going to be more efficient if range is key to just drive down the road manually, because I have noticed it does have a tendency to accelerate and then go into regen, and then accelerate and go into regen, you know, when you're in heavy traffic, obviously. So that's not going to be as efficient as just maintaining a steady speed. In terms of the way it goes around corners, it feels great. It doesn't feel like a 2.5 ton 4x4, let's put it that way. I love this high driving position. You know, you've got this great panorama of what's in front of you. Just that I really do. That's probably my favourite feature of the whole thing, I'd say. I don't think the looks on this car are quite as good as they are on the Model S, but you know, they're fine. Well, I hope you found that perspective on the Model X P100D useful and interesting. I think it's a fantastic car. I would choose that one. If I had my money again and I could afford it, I'd go for that. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I will see you in the next Geek Out EV episode shortly.